again, and I'm here to show you what I made with the September kit. So this is the first layout, and I designed something on a by 12 format. So I've cut down my cardstock, and I've just got these two beautiful black photos of my eldest son, and I'm just going to put some mixed media in the background. Pretty simple, just using the distress oxides that we got in the kit, in the mixed media kit, and I'm just pushing it down and sliding it across the page in a random box kind of shape so that it can be the matte photos and for all that's going on today. Because they are distress oxides, I thought I'd water activate some parts of it. So I just flicked on some water, sprayed the water in my hand, and then flicked it onto the ink there, just waiting for it to dry, just fiddling around with my table while I waited for it to dry. And I'm just going to use a paper towel to dry that, and you can see subtly that there's some little splodges that come up with it. It obviously works better with the normal distress sprays and stuff like that, that kind of technique, but I just wanted a little bit of subtlety in the back of that distress oxide, and that is the way it was going to go. So here I am, I'm just going to attach my photos together. Thought I was going to overlap them like I held them up before, but then I've decided, once I then fiddle around with it and of course put tape on both my photos, that I actually want to highlight that photo where he's smiling and laughing rather than having it together like that as a big cluster of a photo. So I pull it apart, and then I have to just roll off that tape so that the tape is not on there. If it didn't come off, I'd obviously have to reprint, and I just could not be bothered because I had some time to create, and I wanted to create rather than muck around with printing, etc. So just grabbed out this packaging here, so that if you'd seen my unboxing or any of the girls' unboxing videos, I think this month, everyone kept that wood veneer looking background that came with on the stickers and the frames and everything. So I'm just using it here. I ripped off that edge, and I'm just going to mat that one here, and I cut it in the full length because I think I was going to cut, I was still thinking about matting my other photo together with it, or at least having the same background to match it. So just trying to have a look. Goes really nice because it's like a light wood veneer colour look. Good, like, why am I saying wood veneer look? It's like a wood look, wood grain. I think that's the words I was trying to. And you can see that even when I mat it itself, it looks all right, but I actually wanted it to pop out a little bit more. So I go back to the box and I try and find something, and I remembered we have these frames, and this one with the blue, this frame here with the blue pom-poms actually has a wood veneer frame. So that was a handy coincidence. So I'm just using my wet glue to stick it on because I couldn't be bothered fiddling on with sticky double-sided tape on a frame. Just going to hold that flat so the photo stays flat, and I'm just going to attach the other photo and start attaching these to the background so that I can then put my title and embellishments around, because obviously that's where it all starts. So just double-sided taping that one, and I do double-sided tape on the back of the with the frame as well. I don't need to, but I didn't think I wanted any fun foam or anything behind it because the frame gives it that dimension. Even though the photo is flat on the background, the frame lifts that photo and brings it forward enough without fun foam behind it, for sure. So here we are, got my photos on, and this is where I get out my hole punch and my border punch, and I'm deciding if I want to do the top or the bottom. I was pretty sure the bottom, but I double checked. So I'm just going to use this one, and it's like the notebook border punch, so that it looks like I've ripped the paper out of a notebook. I'm just going to cross here. It's so nice that those border punches have those, what is it called? The picture there on the side so that you can line it up, and it works so easily, so pretty effortlessly, really. I'm just fiddling with the ends. The side of the camera in a moment. Really struggling lately. I just seem to have issues with filming. But I'm getting the most of it, and hopefully it's not too annoying for you. And so I'm just going to add the title, and then we're going to work on some embellishment clusters in a moment. So I was trying to work out what my title was going to be, and then when I just glance over at the kit sitting in the box next to me, I see this on the chipboard, foam chipboards, and decide that that's just perfect. I figured it would probably nestle in nicely under the one photo and then to the underneath the other one, and it works well, so it goes on no problems at all. The other good thing about using this title is it's like rainbow colours of the kit in it, and something that I can't really do so well. I was saying in my unboxing video that I struggle to work with stickers that are alphabets. Well, that's a worry. I struggle to work with stickers that are rainbow coloured or different coloured, and it just, to my eye, it's hard for it to work. So this is already done for me, and it also brings in other colours to the layout. So rather than it just being all blue, I get to add a little pop of colour, starting with this house. I figured if it works, then I'm going to stick it on. Otherwise, you might just keep it and go. You might and ah about things and then never get that little embellishment or ephemera onto the page. So I'm just going to have a little play around with putting all bits and pieces on. I've got the sticker sheet out. I'm going to look at what's on the sticker sheet, and this beautiful, beautiful bird, I figured I had to put it on there, even cute little thing. It's going to sit nestled on the frame here, and it's a lovely little start of a embellishment cluster. I love it. So this word phrase goes well, and I figured to add a little bit of interest because it's going to sit by itself. I'm going to fishtail the banner in like banners, and it's just going to sit up above the house. I do audition it in a few places and then realise I just want it to sit there. So my idea with this layout was to have the blue painted background, well, have a painted background, then have the two photos, have the notebook looking punch down the bottom, have the title under the photos, and a cluster down the left side. It was a happy coincidence that I then have the cluster to the right there to balance it above the frame, and then I do put my journal next to my title. So that was not very fun at all. However, hopefully it doesn't have to happen again. So like that was my idea in the main parts of the layout, and then the rest, the embellishments dictate what happens in terms of like that bird. It dictated that it wanted to be there. So here we are with the exclusive ephemera. I'm trying to work out what I want where and where I want things to pop. I sort of do the blue and the embellishments, but also then with some pops of the yellow and the red. It's like a reddy orange colour. It's not like a bright red, it's a tone actually. So I sort of think here I need a bit more of a pop of colour and put that red heart there, and then notice these puffy stickers where it says hello, and seeing as there's 3 hellos, I figure it'd be nice to get one onto a layout while I can. I could always use a heart on a layout, so I decided to switch that up and look at the rest of the puffy stickers, and I wonder if I can get some animals on there because they're a little bit tricky to work with. And I find this puffy word phrase, and that's going to sit up there. And I'm just going to put some sprinkles of the bird here, so some love hearts and a star. So that's pretty much a blue just with the black embellishment cluster, but I think it works so well to subtly is there as a pop of interest, but also because it's mostly blue, it blends into the background rather than being when you first look at it. So I like to make layouts that then what they do is they draw your eye to certain parts, but then as you look around you notice other things, so you don't notice 20 million things all at once. So it's nice to have a couple of minutes to just take in the whole layout. So I'm adding this, oh yeah, pretty sure that's what it says. and I just had realised that I then needed to move those sprinkles of stuff I had going on and change some colours up because it was a yellow frame. This ephemera up the top here, this 1-inch circle, glue down the photo, and then add in this butterfly. So as always, when you add in butterflies, just glue down the middle and rough up the edges a little with the wings so that it's sticking up, and that's so nice. So obviously it's wet glue, so you do have to hold it for a moment. And yeah, so this is looking done. I just fiddle a little bit more with some journaling and some embellishments, not too much more. Just try and audition a few bits and pieces and work out what I want to do. I wanted to move that puffy house. I was thinking there's two houses together and I sort of didn't want two things together at once, but then I do put the house back on top of the love heart. Oh, my hair while I get my tiny attacher. So I'm trying to attach the heart here. Sorry for the background noise. So just outlining that heart so it pops a bit because it's a light pink. And here I just think that's going to be the end, but then I try and see how it looks with the house on it, and the house goes back on there. Making sure it's straight because houses are not usually wonky. I guess they are on the side of a hill, but it needed to be because it needed to be more straight because I wanted that photo on the right to be on the angle, and that was what draws your eye rather than other things that were diagonal. So just using my black pen here to add some journaling. Just add some lines down there to the side of the title. Just some basic journaling. Not, it was just that he was smiling and laughing and we were taking photos of a special event to or anything like that. I was just mentioning about how I could watch him smile and laugh all day long, every day. It was beautiful. He's beautiful. Still the same beautiful laugh and smile for sure. Just a lot older. Yeah, so it's just actually I don't know what name of the pen it is that I found for my normal everyday writing and for work and stuff. It's a gel pen, but it's so lovely. They're a little bit expensive, but considering they're pens, but I'm so glad I got them when they were on sale one time, and then I had to go back and I brought them in blue and then I had to go back and buy them in black because they're just amazing. I use them all of the time, and this one has ended up in my scrap room. So just, again, having a play with bits and pieces, some puffy hearts and stars and all kinds of goodness has to just round it off. So sometimes layouts are so simple and the embellishment cluster is just done simply with a couple of things, and other times like this layout you go on and on with adding little details that might not seem much by themselves, but then as you go along there are a lot more happening. So I love these little sticker books. There's so much on there to add. As you can see, I've already used a fair bit of bits and pieces around. So it's not my first layout that I've made, but actually the first project team to share with you. And if you are a subscriber of the kits, you will see all my little sneak peeks that I put up over the weekend of the layouts that I made. I got a lot of scrapbooking time in terms of Saturday night. I stayed up past midnight. And I made another layout and then fussy cut some butterflies ready for some more. And then I thought, oh no, I better edit these videos, especially for design team, so that I had some content up for everyone to, rather than just the sneak peeks. So just trying to work out where these clear stickers are going to go, and then that's pretty much it for the layout. Like after these clear stickers, that's right. So sticker down here, and then for some reason I think it needs some sprinkles over there, but looking at it now, and when I was looking at editing, it doesn't need that at all. But I add a little something to it and do try and add a bit more to it, but that's enough, I believe. Doesn't need too much. I add a heart and then a star to it, and then that is plenty. It's so funny how sometimes it's like, yep, just 3 embellishment clusters, done and dusted. Other times it's like, nope, I needed something here and this is what I'm focusing on and I'm going to do it come hell or high water. And that's just how it feels now. But in the moment I was like, yep, it needs it. And it doesn't look terrible for having it, but it's just funny that when I was editing it before and when I'm looking at it, I would have been like, no, just the journaling can stay by itself in terms of the goodness that it brings to the layout. But it's nice to have some more goodness, of course. So that's it, and you can see the sneak peeks coming up, and I hope you enjoyed this layout and hope you're enjoying creating with the September kits. Catch you next time. Bye.